What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Jacked Up Fishing. Well, if you didn't know, I sold the Sea Hunter. I got another boat. It's a 31 Cape Horn behind me here. And today, it's a nice brisk day. Time to actually start de-rigging this bad boy. I just sold both the motors. It has twin Suzuki 300s on it. They had 2,500 hours. And I was just gonna repower this thing anyway. So I sold them yesterday. And now time for deconstruction. I'm gonna de-rig these engines, get them ready for the guy to pick up, and then start de-rigging this whole boat. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna de-rig these engines. We're gonna go take all the steering off and then de-rig all the rigging harnesses, all that stuff for the engines in the back of the boat. And I'm probably gonna undo the bottom two bolts, just have it hanging on the top two bolts. So when the guy comes and picks it up, we can put it right on his trailer. But that's the first chore today. Let's get it going. All right, so I got the steering off, both rams there. Got them both off. Now it's time to de-rig these engines. I'm gonna pop these cowlings and de-rig these electronic shift and actuators and all that good stuff and all the harnesses. Get them ready to pull. All right, cowlings are off. They're on the ground there. I put some moving blankets down, try to protect them a little bit, and then here we are. So you have your power wires here. And then all you gotta do is follow your harnesses. You're probably gonna have to split this lower apron and get to everything, but it's pretty simple. So I got all the steering off now, and I don't know if you can see this, but the first thing I have to do is I have to take out all these batteries. Disconnect the batteries, and I'm gonna take them out. Just gains access to the bilge area in this boat. Make sure all the batteries are off, and we're gonna take them out. So taking out these batteries, I come across, and I see this all the time. Look at how many negatives and positives are branched off each of these terminals. It's totally not good. You wanna make sure that you're not daisy chaining like that. That could be a potential hazard in the future, especially if you're offshore. You wanna have a bus bar of some sort, dividing all that up safely and tight and secure, because there's no way you're getting a good ground on some of that stuff. Looks corroded. You want to make sure you just do it nice and neat. That way when you're offshore you have no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and take these other two batteries out, pull these plugs and everything, get these motors de-rigged. So while I was in these back hatches, I just started pulling everything out. Everything's got to come out of this boat, and this is the start of it. I just started putting and making a pile, what stuff to keep, what stuff not to keep, and this was a full day affair. I just started taking everything out, as you can see. All rusty breakers, connector, rusty wires, everything gone. It's got to go. It's got to be just very, very tight ship when you're going to the other side, so none of this stuff can stay. So I'm inside the console. It's a little steamy in here, but I de-rigged all the controls and I started going ham. I just didn't play around. I'm gonna de-rig everything out of here because this console's going. So I am in here right now and I'm just pulling everything out. There's all the stuff for the engine. I'm gonna box it up for the dude, coil it all up nice. Not too bad, pretty easy to de-rig actually. So let me go ahead and finish this up. I'm gonna try to clean this whole console out tonight, or today, and see where we go from there. So I worked on this boat all day and even into the night. I stripped everything out of it. I had a screw gun in my hand, wire cutters, bunch of tools, and I figured while I was in there, just get it done. Get as much done as I could on this one day. And I ended up pulling most of everything out of it. Pretty much. Electronics box is empty. Everything's de-rigged. and all the speakers are out. I even started pulling up the leaning post screws, just unscrewing them all, getting them all ready to pull out, and finally just wore myself down. I had to unload all this stuff, clean up, so yeah, pretty big task, that's for sure. The good thing is I've sold most of the stuff on this boat already, and it's worked out really well, bring the cost down. So I've been de-rigging this boat pretty much since I got it a week ago. We've gotten it pretty much stripped down. I've gotten it de-rigged pretty much. I've sold the engines. They are gone now. We just actually unloaded them today. And we're almost there. Like you see up there, I have a few more things to de-rig out of the console. I've got the leaning post unbolted. And it's almost there. Almost time for the rebuild phase. And right now, I'm just sick of looking at this dirty bilge in this thing. So I went to the dollar store. I went to Pinch Penny Pools. I got some chlorine. I got a bunch of soap, and I'm gonna just fill this thing up with some soap, some chlorine, some water, and I'm gonna take this thing for a little drive, let it do its cleaning. I'm gonna show you what it looks like now, and I'll show you when I get back. So like I said earlier, we got the engines off, everything's de-rigged back here. We're getting ready to pull these trim tabs off. I'm trying to pull all the harnesses out, and I've got everything pretty much unloaded out of the boat, except for a few things I gotta still take off, like the helm. I want to pull the leaning post, gain access to all the fuel tanks and the senders and everything. I'm going to redo all of them as well. But right now, what's bugging me is the filth inside the bilge area. I don't know if you can see that or not, but look at this. It's all just nasty in here, all the way around. It's like that under the decks up in the front of the boat. So what I'm going to do today, I'm gonna grab a bunch of chlorine, I'm gonna grab a bunch of soap, and I'm gonna start and dump it all up in the front with a 5-gallon bucket with water and everything, kind of dilute it a little bit. Put the garbage drain in, which it's already in, and then keep driving around, sloshing it all around. I want it to get everywhere, so I'm gonna put hopefully about 10 to 15 gallons of water, chlorine, soap in here, and just drive it around, let it sit for a while, let it do its thing, and hopefully it should come out pretty clean. Let's check it out. Let's do a little before. This is what it looks like right now, and it is nasty. All black. I did pour a little bit of bleach over here a while back, and yeah, we got to get this all cleaned up. I just can't work in the filth like that. It's also like that under the deck, on top of the fuel tanks, in the bilge area in the front. So I'm just gonna pour everything in the front, let it just kind of work its way to the back, and hopefully it'll come out a lot cleaner. So let's do that. So here's the concoction I got. I have 2.5 gallons of chlorine. I also have the old Oxidol, and it's not the dollar store, it's the $1.25 store now. So I got 2 things of that, and I got 1 of the Fabuloso, so I wanted to smell good. So I'm gonna mix the concoction up here in this little bucket right here, and then pour some in the front, pour some in the middle over that gas tank area, kind of let it all just go to the back. All right, guys, let's do it. So with a bucket, I'm just gonna pour some of this chlorine, because chlorine's really, really strong. Then I'm gonna do some of the soap, and then some of the Fabuloso. I'm also gonna add some water to it, get it all mixed up, and then start pouring it in all the lower spaces that you can't reach with a brush. Boy, that smells good. Hopefully it'll make the bottom of this boat nice and clean and fresh smelling. So I start in the front. I pour it in the kill box, because the kill box actually drains into the bilge in this boat right now. So I'm just gonna pour it up here, and then I'm gonna work my way back all the way through all the holes and openings, and just start pouring it all up in there. So while I was pouring my concoction into the holes, I had already unbolted the leaning post, and we just got done pulling it. Bam! So we used the tractor, pulled it out, and now I got this big hole here where I want to kind of dump my concoction down in there, get it nice and clean, and That leaves me only the console and T-top left. As you can see, it's pretty much stripped out. I gotta pull the helm and the control panel for the trim tabs and the radar off the top, and that's it. It's coming out as well. Then we're starting with a clean slate. So deconstruction is almost done. So we poured it all in the holes, and I was just taking a little bit extra and washing it all around to see what I can get clean. So I was able to get a few more things clean that I wanted to. I got a lot of caulking to get up around this, and that's the reason I like this Cape Horn. One of the reasons I bought this is because there's no floor gutters. Everything's smooth. It's a rough textured interior. Nice. It's got a nice top cap, and easy to clean up, easy to get in and out. So that's one of the reasons I like this boat. Once I get this cleaned up, I can patch all these little spots, make it look like it never even happened, wasn't even there. Anything I don't want, I'll just delete, and pretty much exactly what I wanted. All right, we're gonna let this do some work here for a couple minutes. I'm gonna swoosh some stuff around, then we're gonna take a little ride. All right, we're in the truck now. It's time to just drive a little erratic, let it all bounce around in there, and hopefully we get a good washing. So for each stoplight, you're just gonna hit it a little bit, let it wash to the back. Each stoplight, hit the brakes real hard, let it swoosh to the front. Take your corners a little harder than normal, and let the work be done by the chemicals. There's no way you're gonna get scrub brushes underneath that deck. And before I drain this, I'm gonna go ahead and put more water in it, do it a couple times. I'm gonna let it do its thing before I drain this all out. All right, here we go. Just give it a little bit. I'm gonna go over some bridges, so that'll give me a little bump in, just a little washing on the inside. You get the drift. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of tongue weight right now, that's for sure. Now I've been going a little while. I'm just gonna go ahead, hit the brakes, doing a U-turn here, do a nice hard turn, let it swoosh up on the sides underneath the decks, and go back towards the house. It don't take long, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, after trailering the Sea Hunter, whew, buddy, this bad boy trailer's nice. Give it a little, there's nobody behind me there, so I'm just gonna give it a little swooshing. Get that stuff all on the walls. So I'm almost done with the deconstruction of this bad boy. I have the center console, the T-top, and a few other things, the rub rail, stuff like that. I should be done with this week. I'm getting on the John boat this week to get it done. I wanna go gigging next weekend. So that should be some good content for y'all as well. But I'm hoping, man, I'm hoping I can get this boat done. I got a lot of work to do, as you guys can see. Hoping I can have it done by February, at least by the end of February. That's the goal. All right, let me get this bad boy backed up in its hole. I'll see you back at the house. So now I'm back at the house. It came out pretty good so far. I've done some swiping with the brush. I also pulled the drain plug and drained it into a 5-gallon so I can redo it again, keep doing it a few times, get up under the gunnels, just do one big deep clean. So let's get to that. Whew. So I got it all done. I got it flushed out a bunch of times, and it came out pretty good. Everything looks really good. Let me show you how it looks. So the kill box came out really, really clean, of course. That looks good. As we walk to the back of the boat, the center hole, you can see, looks much cleaner, much cleaner. That gives me good, clean access to everything, and to that cinder. That's what I'm really wanting to work on. Same thing back here, it looks really clean. And what really looks good is the bilge. Look at that. That is nice and clean all the way around. There we go. Nice and clean. Just flushing it out now. Get all that dirty, nasty water out of there and gunk, and flush it all out and start from new. All right, well, that's all I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna hang it up. We're almost done with the taking apart, getting everything off the boat. I got the T-top, I have the console, the rub rail, and a few minor little things to take off, and we are done. Time to start putting it back together. All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. So it's been a few weeks. I've actually been able to get everything out of the boat completely. I've gotten the T-top out, the console, everything's out, rub rails off, all the hardware's off, and here's a picture of it right here. Came out real good, super clean, and I have a blank canvas to start with. I've already started working on this boat, and it is really coming along well. I can't wait to show more videos. So if you do like this video of the rebuild process of the Cape Horn, please go ahead, go down, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell on the side. It gives you notifications when I put a video out. I'm trying to do every other week, but you know how it goes. It's hard when you're working on stuff. Anyway, well, like I said, the boat's coming along good. I cannot wait to show you guys the updates. It's coming out awesome. All right, guys, well, that's all I got for you on this video. I'll see you on the next one. Jacked Up out.